What if I told you that a single document can shape the future of entire nation? Your job, your taxes, even the price of your daily cup of tea. Yes, I'm talking about the union budget. Like a normal middle class person, the government also has to make their finances, they have to make their budget, they have to see from where the money is coming and where they are going to spend it. But only difference is that your budget is discrete, wherein the government has to present it in front of the country, in front of the parliament. This year's budget comes with a big promise under Sabka Vikas, tax relief, better education, healthcare, and job opportunities. With a big relief for taxpayers, it seems like a win. But what's the bigger picture? My name is Lalit Soni, and you are watching Drishti IAS. Let's break it down and see how it really affects you. So, in this particular session, we will be talking about the key features of the budget 2025-26, which has been presented by Nirmala Sitharaman, that is our finance minister in the parliament. Okay, from the GS 3 paper, this is under your Indian economy section, and it will be under the subtopic that is your government budgeting. Okay, so that is why it is important for us. So now let's start with the discussion. First, the theme of the budget was Sabka Vikas. Okay, you must have seen in the last few years, government is talking about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Okay, so the theme of this year's budget is Sabka Vikas. Broad principle of the Viksit Bharat to encompass the following. When we are talking about the Sabka Vikas, they are basically talking about the Viksit Bharat. We have a vision that is Viksit Bharat by 2047. So here some of the basic principles has been recited by our finance minister in the budget speech. So these basic principles are zero poverty, 100% good quality school education, access to high quality and affordable comprehensive healthcare, 100% skilled labor with meaningful employment, 70% women in the economic activities, farmers making our country the food basket of the world. Now there is nothing to make you understand over here. These are some of the aspirations which India is having with respect to the Viksit Bharat. This is something we want to achieve. These are the principles on which we are working. Okay, so that is about the broad principle of the Viksit Bharat, which are being discussed under the theme that is Sabka Vikas under your budget. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is the journey of the development. When we talk about the Viksit Bharat, how are we going to achieve it? Okay, so in the budget, it was given that there are 4 pillars which has been discussed, that is agriculture, MSME, investment, and the export. These are the engine of the development, or you can say for the growth. These are the engine which has been discussed. Okay. Now, what is the fuel? These are the engines. So, what is the fuel? Fuel is the reforms. Reforms in the structural reforms. When we talk about reforms in the various sectors, so that there is a ease of doing business. Okay. So, all these reforms they have has been talked about in the budget. And what is the guiding spirit over here? That is inclusivity. Okay, so Sabka Vikas, that means that we are going to include every section of the society. So guiding spirit is inclusivity, and destination is Viksit Bharat. That is the ultimate goal for our government as well as for the country. Okay, now development measures focusing on, they have been given some sanctions. They have talked about the Garib, youth, Annadata, that is basically a farmers, and Nari, that is females. Okay, so basically these are, you can say, some of the section on which the budget will be focusing. Okay, other than that, a country is not just its soil, a country is its people. So this is a quote which has been recited by our finance minister. It is a quote given by Sri Gurajada Apparao. Okay, he was a Telugu poet. Okay, so he has given this particular quote that can be asked by the examiners, or you can directly use this quote in your answer writing, etc. Okay, but remember the name of this personality that can be asked in your prelims as well. Okay, coming to the next part, that is the aspirations for the Viksit Bharat. We have seen that our goal is Viksit Bharat. So how do we aspire? Like, what are the goals we want to achieve over here? So that is accelerate the growth. Now, when we talk about the growth and development, you know that India is the fastest growing country, and we want to go for further growth over here. So acceleration in the growth. Secure inclusive development. Growth is basically a number. There is a number, or it is a quantitative term. Okay. Now, when we talk about the secure inclusive development, that means that whatever profit or the benefit of growth is there, that is divided among all the sections of the society. So when we talk about development, it is a qualitative element. Okay, qualitative aspect. Okay, so that is there. So accelerate growth, secure inclusive development, enhance spending power of the India's rising middle class. Now focus is on the middle class. Why? Because we want that there is a consumption demand that should increase in the country so that we can go for the growth. Okay, what we are saying is that we need to increase the demand. Now how will you increase the demand? You have to give money to the middle class. If you give money to the middle class, that means that you will increase their savings. If you are increasing their savings, they will be going for the investment. Savings is increased, then they will be going for the investment or for the consumption. Okay, if there is a consumption, that means that demand will increase, and demand can be a driver of your growth. Okay, so that is there. Then invigorate private sector investment. Now they are saying that along with the government sector, private sector should also come forward and invest in the you can say economy of the country. Uplift household sentiments. Household sentiments, how can you uplift them? By providing more income their hand. Okay, so you will be seeing that in this year's budget there are some tax change, tax bracket, and you can say some kind of benefits has been given over here. So we'll be talking about that as well. Budget aims to initiate transformative reforms to augment India's growth potential and global competitiveness in the following sectors, that is taxation, power sector, urban development, mining, financial sector, and the regulatory reforms. Now they are saying that in all these sectors we will be going for the reforms. Reforms are structural reforms so that we can contribute more to the ease of doing business and ultimately to the economy of the country. Okay, now coming to the first pillar, that is agriculture. We have seen over here that budget is talking about 4 pillars which are considered as the engines of development. So first we'll be talking about the agriculture, and then we'll be moving further. Okay, first is agriculture. Here you can see spurring agriculture growth and building rural prosperity. So here the emphasis has been given to the rural prosperity, because if you give more money to the people in the rural India, that means that you are increasing the money in their hand. Ultimately that will increase the consumption, and ultimately that is reflected in the growth. Okay, so that is there. Now coming to the first part over here, that is Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, developing agri district program to cover 100 district and likely to help 1.7 crore farmers. So basically on the lines of the aspirational district program, we had this particular program, aspirational district program, under which 100 districts has been taken, and for the development of these districts the work has been done. On similar lines, now we have Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana for developing agri district program. Okay, now 100 districts which are having low productivity, they will be considered over here, and ultimately work will be done on the productivity related aspects over here to make sure that how we enhance the production over there. All these things will be discussed over here in the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. So that is the aim of the government with respect to this particular scheme. Coming to the next one, mission for cotton productivity. So here 5-year mission to facilitate the improvement in the productivity and the sustainability of the cotton farming. So ultimately this is a 5 years mission, and the job is to increase the productivity in the cotton field. Okay, coming to the next one, Makhana board in Bihar. Okay, to set up a Makhana board in Bihar to improve the production, processing and value addition and the marketing of the makhanas. Now when we talk about makhana, you know that there is this Mithila makhana. The eastern region of the Bihar is quite famous for the makhana production. Okay, makhanas are produced in Bihar is the largest producer of makhana, and like that they are saying that we will be going for you can say establishing a board in Bihar for the increasing the production over here. Mithila makhana is a variety which is produced over here, which has got a GI tag in 2022. So this is something which you can remember. Other than that, also a good emphasis has been given with respect to the state of Bihar over here. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is national mission on the high yielding seeds. So this is self-explanatory over here, that targeted development and the propagation of the seeds with high yield, pest resistance and the climate resistance. So this is to contribute into the increase in the production. Coming to the next one, enhance credit through the KCC. Now when we talk about the KCC, that is basically your Kisan credit card. Okay, this is a scheme which was introduced back then in 1990s. Okay, facilitate short-term loans for 7.7 crore farmers, fishermen and dairy farmers with enhanced loan of 5 lakh rupees. Now they will be getting loan, and the amount has been increased to 5 lakh. Earlier it was 3 lakh. Okay, so from 3 lakh it has been enhanced to 5 lakh rupees. So this is about Kisan credit cards. So basically idea here is to increase the facilities with respect to the, you can say, when we talk about the forward linkages and the backward linkages over here. So ultimately what they are trying to do is there, one is increase in the production, Second is they are trying to give you high yielding seeds over here. Third is increasing the irrigation facilities. Okay. Other than that, they are going for the improvement of the post harvesting infrastructure. Post harvest infrastructure, and then credit availability, both short term and the long term. Okay, so that is about agriculture sector. One more thing is there, that Atmanirbharta in the pulses production, or generally you call this as the dal production. Okay, so dalhan or the pulses, they have considered that there will be a mission which is to achieve Atmanirbharta in pulses. So they have launched a 6-year mission with special focus on tur dal, urad dal and masoor dal. Okay, so tur, urad and masoor dal, emphasizing the development and the commercial availability of the climate resilient seeds, enhancing protein content, increasing productivity, improving post harvest storage and management, assuring remunerative prices to the farmers. So these are all the things which has been discussed under agriculture. Okay, other than that, India Post as a catalyst for the rural economy. As I told you, they are focusing on the rural economy this time, so that they can enhance the income in the hands of the persons which are living in the rural areas. Now, rural community hub, you can say co-location. So basically they are trying to make sure that you can say they are having institutional services. Okay, or when we talk about the financial services, etc., all these institutional services are available through the, you can say, India Post. Okay, so that will be considered as a catalyst which adds to the you can say inclusion, or the financial inclusion, or the inclusion of the rural economy with the services. Okay, so that is there. Again, other than that, institutional account services, DBT, that is direct benefit transfer, cash out and EMI pickups, credit services to the macro enterprises, insurance, and the assisted digital services. All kind of services are basically provided under the India Post as the catalyst to the rural economy. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is the second pillar, that is MSME. Okay, so let's see. Supporting MSMEs and the furthering the make in India. Now they have made a change in the definition of MSMEs. Okay, when we talk about the benchmark, that which industry will be considered as a MSME. So earlier it was like that. When we talk about the current regime, so industry which is having investment that is up to 1 crore rupees, that will be under the micro enterprise, or it is having a turnover that is of 5 crore rupees, that will be under the micro. When we talk about the small enterprises, so that is, you can say, current investment that is 10 crore rupees and turnover is 50 crore rupees. You can either go for the either this classification or that classification. Okay, coming to the medium enterprises, that will be nearly about 50 crore and more, that will be medium enterprise. And when we talk about the turnover, that will be 250 crore. Okay, so this is about the current regime. Now what they have done is that they have enhanced this particular limit. When we talk about the investment, they have made it 2.5 times. When we talk about the turnover, they have doubled it. Okay, so basically now in the new definition, a micro enterprise is the one where investment is nearly about 2.5 crore. When we talk about the small enterprises, it is about 25 crore, and the medium enterprises, that is 125 crore. Okay, when we talk about the turnover, that is for the micro enterprises, that is 10 crore. For the small enterprises, it is 100 crore, and for the medium enterprises, that is 500 crore. Okay, so here you can see 5 to 10, 50 to 100, 250 to 500, that is basically 2 times. And when we talk about this regime over here, so from 1 to 2.5, that is 2.5 times, 10 to 25, that is 2.5 times, and 50 to 125, that is also, you can say, 2.5 times. Okay, so that is about the new definition over here. Now moving further, you will be seeing that the manufacturing mission with the mandate to focus on the following things. So we are starting a manufacturing mission over here. Okay, here you can see ease and cost of doing business. So basically they are trying to ease the cost of doing business, that is there. Second, future ready workforce in the for the in-demand jobs. When we talk about the in-demand jobs, recently if we see, so those jobs which are in demand with respect to the current status of the economy. Okay, so for that they are saying that we are making a future ready workforce. Okay, coming to the next one, a vibrant and the dynamic MSME sectors. So for that we have already seen that they have enhanced the brackets over there. Availability of the technology, quality products, clean technology manufacturing for the climate friendly development. Okay, so these are, you can say, some aspects under the manufacturing mission. Coming to the next one over here, significant enhancement for the credit availability with guarantee cover. Now for the MSME sector, they are saying that we will be providing you loan with this credit guarantee system over here. Okay, So here for MSEs, when we talk about the micro and small enterprises over here, so current regime is giving you loan under the guarantee system that is of 5 crore rupees, that has been revised to 10 crore. And when we talk about the startups, earlier it was 10 crore, that has been revised to 20 crores. Okay. And when we talk about the exporter MSMEs, those MSMEs which are contributing to the exports, for them a term loan up to 20 crore will be there. Okay. I hope that is clear with respect to the MSME sector. Here you can see credit cards for micro enterprises, customized credit card with rupees 5 lakh limit for a micro enterprise registered under the 𝐷𝐤𝐻 portal. You have to register under the 𝐷𝐤𝐻 portal. You will be getting a credit card. That credit card will be having a limit that is of 5 lakh rupees. Okay. In the first year, such 10 lakh cards will be distributed. Okay. So in the first year, they will be going for 10 lakh such cards, which are having a limit of 5 lakh rupees. Okay. Scheme for the first time entrepreneurs, when we talk about those who are for the first time going into the business or going for the startups, for them also there is a scheme giving a loan of rupees 5 lakh. Okay, that is there. Here they will be including women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and the new scheme to be launched to provide a term loan up to 2 crore during the next 5 years. Okay, so that is about the MSME sector, or whatever initiative budget is talking about with respect to the MSME sector. Now, here some of the labor intensive sectors are there, wherein when we talk about the manufacturing sectors, there are some of the sectors which is having high labor requirement, or you can say many people are being given jobs in this particular sector. For them also they have made some provisions. So here focus product scheme for the footwear and the leather sector. So for the footwear and the leather sector, when we talk about the labor intensive sectors, so here one is footwear, leather, toy industry, textile industry, and food processing. Okay, so they have actually made some provisions over here. Here you can see the scheme is expected to facilitate employment for 22 lakh person, generate turnover of rupees 4 lakh crore, and export of over rupees 1.1 lakh crore. Okay, so that is to promote the export. Coming to the second one, major for the toy sector. So here we are saying that to focus on the development of the clusters, skills, and the manufacturing ecosystem that will create a high quality, unique, innovative, and the sustainable toys to represent make in India or made in India brand. So basically what they are saying is that in the sectors like you can say leather, footwear, they are trying to enhance the exports. When we talk about the toy industry, they want to create a made in India brand so that in the export market we will have a reputation. So that is the second thing. Coming to the next one, that to support the food processing. Now in the last few years, government is giving a lot of emphasis on the food processing sector. So establishment of a National Institute of Food Technology in Bihar. Okay, again I told you that good emphasis has been given in the budget for the Bihar over here. So National Institute of Food Technology in Bihar enhance income for the farmers and skilling, entrepreneurship, and employment opportunities for the youth in the food processing sector. Okay, now how it will increase the income for the farmers. So when we talk about agriculture, there are allied sectors as well. Okay, now if you are going for the better marketing, branding sector for the allied sector, or you are going for the better food processing, so that can lead to exports as well. Okay, so considering that, that will enhance the income of the farmers as well. Now coming to the next pillar, that is investment. Now when we talk about the third pillar, that is investment, how will you go for the investment? So government is trying to enhance the investment so that economy can grow. How? First, as I told you, that if middle class is given money, they will save or they will go for the consumption. Okay, there are two things: either they will be spending the money or saving the money. Okay, so if they are saving the money, they will be putting the money into the investments. Obviously they will be going for the stock market or the mutual funds, etc. Or otherwise if they go for the FDs or any kind of you can say deposit in the bank will be giving the loan in form of the investments only. Okay, so ultimately that money will be invested in the economy. That is one thing. Otherwise if they are going for the consumption, that means that the demand will increase. Okay, when the demand in the economy increases, that means that production will also increase. That will contribute to the economy or the growth of the economy. Okay, so now government is emphasizing on the investment. One is the private investment. They are saying that the private sector should also go for the investment, which we have seen already. Now coming to the specifics over here. Now investment, they are talking about three things. One, investing in people, investing in economy, and investing in innovation. Okay, why in innovation? Because if you are going for the innovation, if there is a some kind of technology enhancement which is happening, that will also you can say contribute into the production methods, etc. Okay, so now coming to the investing in the people first. So here Saksham Anganwadi and the Poshan 2.0. When we talk about the Saksham Anganwadi and the Poshan schemes, etc., so here you can see nearly 8 crore children will be benefited out of it. Okay. Second, nearly 1 crore women will be benefited out of it. 20 lakh women from northeastern region, they will be the beneficiary of this Poshan 2.0 and Saksham Anganwadi. Idea is to provide for the nutrition rich food. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, expansion of the capacities in the IITs. When we talk about the IITs, there are total 23 IITs in India right now. After 2014, you can say they have added to 5 IITs. Okay, so nearly you will be seeing that after 2014 till 2024, there has been twice the number of seats which has been created in the IITs, and in the further years they are planning to add more 6500 seats for the students in the IITs. Okay, so that is their daycare cancer centers in all district hospital, that is self explanatory. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak system scheme, sorry, Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme. With the name it is clear that they are promoting the Indian languages in the books. Okay, so here you can say provide digital form of the Indian language books for the schools and the higher education. Coming to the next one, 5 national center of excellence for skilling to be set up with the global expertise and the partnership. Again, other than that, there is this Atal Tinkering Labs. So they are saying that we will be adding or creating 50,000 of such labs in the government schools in the next 5 years. Okay, 50,000 in the next 5 years. So that is about the Atal Tinkering Labs. Coming to the next one here, Center of Excellence in the Artificial Intelligence. Again, AI is a sector which is booming right now. Okay, so considering that, they are saying that we will be spending 500 crore rupees in the AI sector. Coming to the next one, broadband connectivity to be provided to all government secondary schools and primary health centers in all the rural areas. So again, emphasis is been there for the rural areas. Expansion of the medical education, 10,000 additional seats with the goal of adding 75,000 seats in the next 5 years. So that is to make sure the demands of the doctors is being taken care of, because when we talk about the our country, we are having a lot of deficiency with respect to the doctors. Coming to the next one, PM Swanidhi to be revamped with the enhanced loan from the banks, UPI linked credit cards and the capacity buildings. Now when we are talking about the PM Swanidhi, that is with respect to the street vendors. Okay, that is a scheme which is there for the street vendors for the loan and the credit. Okay, so that is their welfare of online platform workers, that is with respect to the gig economy workers. So in the recent years you will be seeing that government is putting some of focus on the gig economy workers as well. So registration on the e-shram portal, healthcare under the PM Jan Arogya Yojana, that will be provided to the online platform workers. Okay, so that is about, you can say, investing in people and the economy. Coming to the next part over here, support to states for the infrastructure. Now they will be supporting state to create the infrastructure. They will be giving loan, 1.5 lakh crore loan will be given to the states. Okay, and that will be given for the 50 years. Okay, and that loan will be interest free loan, so that state can go for creation of the assets over here. But this loan will be there for the capital expenditure. Okay, and incentives for the reforms. So what you have to do is either you are creating assets or you are going for the reforms. For that only you can use this loan. Okay, not for the revenue expenditures. Okay, coming to the next one, Jal Jeevan Mission. To achieve 100% coverage, the mission has been extended till 2028. So that is there. Coming to the next one, power sector reforms. When we talk about the power distribution, there are various kind of leakages which are there. For that, power sector reforms are necessary. So government will be focusing on that as well. Urban Challenge Fund is there, 1 lakh crore to implement the proposal for the cities as growth hubs, creative the redevelopment of the cities and the water sanitation. For all these things, there is some kind of money which will be some kind of fund will be created with a corpus of 1 lakh crore. Okay, coming to the next one, asset monetization plan 2025 to 30. So here government will be going for the asset monetization launch to plow back the capital of rupees 10 lakh crore in the new projects. Okay, now what they will do is that asset monetization. So when we talk about the asset monetization, let's say there is a toll plaza which has been created from a PPP model. What government is doing is that the ownership of this particular plaza is with the government. Government will be leasing it leasing it for a particular period of time, and they will be, doing it in front of some kind of money or some kind of amount. Okay, so what government is doing over here is that they are monetizing the asset over here. Okay, now whatever money which is coming out of it, they will be using it for the further projects. Okay, so that is your asset monetization scheme which is there. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is maritime development fund. For that they have created a corpus of 25,000 crore rupees for long term financing with up to 49% contribution by the government. Okay, out of this 25,000 crore rupees, 49% contribution will be from the government. Nuclear energy mission for the Viksit Bharat, here they will be going for the amending the Atomic Energy Act and the civil liability for the Nuclear Damage Act, because when we talk about the international partners, if we want to attract them, we have to go for some kind of amendment in these acts. So government is thinking about that as well. Coming to the next one, Udan scheme. You know that Udan is basically Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. Okay, so in that they will be going for the regional connectivity to 120 new destination and carry 4 crore passenger in the next 10 years. Then Swami Fund 2 scheme, for that also there will be a fund which will be created 15,000 crore for expeditious completion of 1 lakh dwelling units through blended finance. So basically, when we talk about some of the, you can say, housing projects which are stalled because of lack of the fund, the government will be providing the fund so that those people who has actually invested in the housing projects over there for their dream houses, they will be getting their houses. Okay, then coming to the next one, that is future needs of Bihar. Here they are going for the greenfield airports, financial support for the Western Kosi Canal ERM project. So basically, again, emphasis has been given to the Bihar over here. So this was about the investing in the people, economy and innovation. Now one more thing over here which I want to tell you is that government is trying to make sure that we are developing into the tourism aspect as well. So tourism for the employment growth. Okay, so here you can see 50 tourist destination sites to be developed in partnership with the states. Then introducing streamlined e-visa facility, intensive skill development program for our youth, performance linked incentives to the states, mudra loan for the home stays as well. Okay, and ease of travel and connectivity, for that government is going to invest. Coming to the next one, investing in the R&D. Now as I told you, in the innovation, this is the part where we will be talking about the innovation. So PM research fellowship scheme will be there to provide 10,000 fellowships for technological research in the IITs and IIScs. Coming to the next one, research development and innovation, allocating 20,000 crore to implement private sector driven research and development. Okay, coming to the next one, national geospatial mission. Geospatial mission means that they will be adding the geographical aspects over here. Let's say there is a project, let's say there is a in the state of Rajasthan, there is a project. Okay, now geotagging of this project will be done under the there is this scheme, that is PM Gati Shakti, under which the project's real time progress will be monitored. Okay, so that is basically geotagging or the geospatial features has been added to that particular project, so that can be monitored by the relevant government over there. Okay, so to develop foundational geospatial infrastructure and data using PM Gati Shakti, facilitation of the modernization of the land record, urban planning and the design of the infrastructure projects. So that is under the National Geospatial Mission. Coming to the next one, gene bank for the crop germplasm. When we talk about the genetic materials or the seeds of crops that will be conserved over here, so that is there. Second gene bank with the 10 lakh germplasm line to be set for the future food and the nutritional security. Okay, coming to the next one, Gyan Bharatam mission. So basically here they will be going for the conservation of the manuscripts over here. Okay, so here documentation and the conservation of our manuscript heritage to cover more than 1 crore manuscripts. National Digital Repository of Indian Knowledge System for the knowledge sharing to be set up. Okay, so basically whatever manuscripts are there, they will be going for the conservation of it, and they will be setting a portal for that as well. Okay, so this is about investment, that as a pillar. Coming to the next pillar, that is your exports. Okay, so here export promotion mission. So herein they will be going for some of the things with respect to the export credit, etc., so that you will get access to the credit. Okay, that is one thing. Second, cross border factoring. When we talk about the cross border factoring, let's say I'll tell you one example, that there is a person A from one country, there is person B from the second country. Person B has exported some kind of goods. Okay, he has exported some goods to person A to another country, let's say in USA from India. Okay, Now at this point of time, Mr. A does not have money to pay, so he has actually given you the, you can say, some kind of receipt. Okay, he has given you some kind of receipt saying that you can go for, selling this particular receipt and ultimately get your money out of it. Okay, so basically here some kind of receipt has been given. Mr. B has gone to the international market. He has receipt, sold this particular receipt saying that Mr. A owes me, let's say, $1,000. So in the international market, they will be getting $1,000 on behalf of this particular receipt, and Mr. A will be paying to this particular financial institution over here. So that is the kind of, you can say, called as the cross-border factoring. If it is happening inside the India only, then it is the, you can say, national factoring which is there, or otherwise it is called as the cross-border factoring. Okay, coming to the next one, support to the MSME to tackle the non-tariff measures in the overseas market. So that is also there. Coming to the next one, Bharat Trade Net, a digital public infrastructure, that is DPI, will be created for the international trade, will be set up as a unified platform for the trade documentation. Whatever kind of transactions which are happening in the export market, they will be documented over here, and the financial solutions will be provided all over here, and that is to integrate our country into the global supply chain. Okay, so that is Bharat Trade Net. That will be a kind of a platform which will be created by our government. Next is National Framework for GCC. GCC is basically Global Capability Centers. Okay, so they will be creating these centers for the capability building. Coming to the next one, warehousing facility for the air cargo. When we talk about the air cargo, they will be creating warehousing facilities for those kind of stuff which is having a low shelf life. So to enhance their export, they will be creating a warehousing facility. Coming to the next one, reforms as the fuel. As I told you that initially there are four engine of the development which we have already discussed. Now reforms as the fuel. Now see what kind of reforms they are talking about. So tax reform, one is that. So they will be coming up with the new tax bill. Okay, new income tax bill they will be coming with, because when we are talking about the earlier income tax bill, that is from the 1961, and it is a bill, it is an act which is having more than, or you can say nearly 300 sections are there. To be exact, there are 298 sections, but you can say nearly 300 sections are there. Now they will be reforming it. They will be coming with the simpler one. Okay, so that kind of reform they have proposed. That is the first one, that is tax reform. Coming to the second one, regulatory reforms. When we talk about the various institutions or various market related parameters, for that they will be coming up with the regulatory reforms. Light touch regulatory framework based on the principle and trust to unleash productivity and the employment, so that there is ease of doing business. Ease of doing business. When we talk about more and more compliances that will restrict the person for going for a business, so here you can say they will be going for the easy compliances. Okay, coming to the next one, high level committee for the regulatory reforms. For these reforms there will be a high level committee which will be formed. Investment friendliness index of the state, they will be going for a new index, that is investment friendliness, which state is how much investment friendly. Coming to the next one, FSDC, Financial Stability Developmental Committee or the council, that mechanism will be there. What they will do is that they will be considering the current financial regulation, they will be looking into it and they will be seeing how effective they are. Okay, coming to the next one, Jan Viswas Bill 2.0 to decriminalize more than 100 provisions in various laws. When we talk about the compliance requirement, if you are not going to comply with them, there are some of such compliances wherein you will be liable for a criminal offense. Okay, so Jan Viswas bill will be there. They will be decriminalizing such compliance which are not necessary. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, tax proposals. That is the biggest and the important part of the budget, for which every person or the middle class person is waiting for. So when we talk about the tax proposals, there is one important thing which has been there. They have come up with the new slabs over here. So if you are under you can say, when we talk about the new tax regime, if you are having an income which is from 0 to 4 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay any tax. After that, if your income is between 4 lakh to 8 lakh rupees, then you have to pay 5% of the tax over there. Then coming to the next one, if you are having an income from 8 lakh to 12 lakh, you have to pay 10%, 12 lakh to 16 lakh, 15%, 16 lakh to 20 lakh, 20%, 20 to 24 lakh, 25%, and for those who are in earning more than 24 lakhs, you have to go for the 30% tax. Okay, so this is the new regime which is over there. Now if you look at all these things, there are some of the in the income tax act, there are some provisions which are there, like there is a rebate. rebate is there, that you can, in the simple words, you can say there is some kind of exemption which has been given. Okay, so tax free income limit increased. Okay, earlier it was somewhere around 8 lakh, now it is no income tax for total income up to 12 lakh per annum under the new tax regime, rebate under section 87A of the IT Act. Okay, now you will be seeing that here you are saying that for more than 4 lakh you have to go and pay the tax 5%. But again, there are some of the rebates has been given, some kind of exemptions has been given. If you are following all those exemptions, so a person who is earning income up to 12 lakh rupees, he does not have to pay a tax. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the second one, standard deductions for those who are salaried class. Okay, for them a standard deduction is there, and ultimately if we look at the overall income, so for those people who are earning more than who are earning 12.75 lakh per annum, they do not have to go for any kind of tax payment. Now again, this is for those people who are salaried class. Okay, so again, extra you can say exemption has been given of 75,000 rupees over here. Okay, so this is the big change which is there with respect to the tax formats over here. So that is something because of which what will happen is that again, those people who are earning nearly 12 lakh rupees, they do not have to pay a tax. That means that they will have more money in their hand. Okay, if they have more money in their hand, they will be going for the either consumption or saving. Again, they will invest or they will boost the growth. Okay, so that is the idea behind lowering the taxes over here, so that more money will be in the hands of the middle class, so that we can contribute in the economic development or the economic growth. Okay, now coming to the next one, this is about the fiscal you can say management of the government, from where money comes in. So see, from where rupee comes from. Okay, so maximum amount of money is coming from the borrowing and the other liabilities. Okay, maximum amount is being borrowed, that is nearly about 24%. Coming to the next one, you will be seeing that next is your income tax. Okay, first is borrowing, then second source is income tax, third is your GST, fourth is GST, fourth is corporation tax. Okay, other than that, you will be seeing that here we are having non-tax receipts, and then we have union excise duties, then we have non-debt capital receipts and the customs, etc. All these things are there. So basically, when we talk about the source of income, so that is borrowings, income tax, GST, corporation tax, union excise duties, non-tax receipts, non here you can say non-debt capital receipts and the custom duties. Okay, so this is the source of you can say income for the government. If we talk about the maximum source, that is borrowing, and after that income tax, after that GST, and then corporation tax and other factors. Okay, now coming to the expenditure where money goes, so here you can see the maximum money is going into the state's share. You know that the money which is coming from the taxes, government has to give it to share, has to be given to the states as well. So maximum is given into the state's share. Second is interest payment. Okay, when we talk about the state share, that is somewhere around 22%. When we talk about the interest payment, that is nearly 20%. Then if you look at this particular factor, that is central sector schemes. Okay, again, central sector schemes, for that government is paying. Other than that, you will be seeing that other expenditures, the centrally sponsored scheme, finance commission and the other transfers, or the defense sector, they will be giving 8%. So for all these things, there are 8% which is there. Then major subsidies is 6%, and then pensions is 4%. Okay, so again, see, we have expenditures like share to the states, then interest payments, then you will be seeing the centrally sponsored schemes which is there, sorry, central sector schemes which is there. Other than that, you will be seeing that central sponsored scheme, financial finance commission and the other transfers which are there, defense sector, major subsidies, all these things are the area where government is going for the expenditure. If you talk about the maximum one, you will be seeing that the maximum is going to the state share, that is about 22%. When we talk about the interest payment, that is 20%. Okay, and when we talk about the central sector scheme, that is 16%. Okay, I hope that is clear. Let's move further. Receipts, if we talk about how government's money is coming, that is receipts. Here we are talking about the revenue receipts and the capital receipts. If you don't know what is revenue receipts and the capital receipt, you can go and watch the video which has been uploaded on our channel, that is basics of the budget. We have discussed about all these things. When we talk about the revenue receipts, last year they were around 27.3 lakh crore. Okay, Now, if we come for the budget estimate, last year budget estimate, that was somewhere around 31.3 lakh crore, and right now when we talk about the revised estimates, that is somewhere around 30.9 lakh crore. So that means that government has received little bit lesser than what they have expected. Okay. Now what we are talking about this year's estimation, that what we will be getting in the upcoming year, so that is about 34.2 lakh crore. Okay, so that is there. Now when we talk about the capital receipts, okay, that is the one which is related to the assets and the liabilities. That is when we talk about the last year, that is 17.1 lakh crore. Now when we come to the budget estimate from the last year, that was 16.9 crore, but it is when we talk about the revised estimate this time, that is lesser than that, that is 16.3 crore. And when we talk about the upcoming year's estimation, that is 16.4 lakh crore. Okay, I hope that is clear. Coming to the next one, expenditure, if we talk about, so here you can see last year the expenditure was 12.5 lakh crore. Budget estimation, if we talk about in the current year, so that is 15 lakh crore. And when we talk about the revised estimate, that is less than that, that is 13.2 lakh crore. Okay, so basically when we are saying that the revenue was lesser, so expenditure is also less. When we talk about the, you can say the next financial year, for that budget is there, so in considering that, they have said that the budget estimate for that will be 15.5 lakh crore. Okay, so we are saying that that will be higher this time. And when we talk about the revenue expenditure, so you can see that here last year it was actually 34.9 crore. If you talk about the current year, which is right now when we are talking about, so 24-25, so that is 37.1, that was actually budget estimate. It is somewhere around 37.0, so basically that is lesser than the estimate. And now what we are saying that in the upcoming year, that will be 39.4 lakh crore. So we are saying that we will be going for the revenue expenditure. So here revenue expenditure as well as the capital expenditure, that will be increasing. Okay, coming to the next one, here fiscal deficit or the deficit related trends. Here you can see fiscal deficit is somewhere around for the budget estimates this year. If you talk about the last year's estimate, revenue estimates, so that is somewhere more than the 4.4. Here you can see we are saying that we will be keeping it to the 4.4 this time. Okay, so that is your fiscal deficit related trends. Here you can see the fiscal deficit is declining on year basis. Okay, coming to the next one, revenue deficit, here also you can see that that is also declining. Coming to the next one, effective revenue deficit, that is also declining, and primary deficit, that is also declining. Now what we are saying is that the trends are saying that the revenue deficit is basically declining. Okay, oh sorry, fiscal deficit is declining. Fiscal deficit is basically nothing but the borrowings of the government. Okay, borrowings of the government. When we talk about the revenue deficit, that is basically the one when we see that the government's daily expenditure, if we talk about, so that is basically you can say revenue deficit. Now coming to the other part, when we talk about the primary deficit, that is basically borrowings minus the interest payment. All these things has been discussed in the basics of the budget video, so I don't see any point repeating over here. Now coming to the next one, that is trends in the net receipt of the center. So basically they are saying that what can be the trend with respect to the receipt, or how money is coming in. So here you can see that is basically increasing. You don't have to worry about much about all this data, because they will never ask you the whole data over here. Trends they can be asking over here. Okay, so that is there. Now when we talk about this particular curve over here, that is your non-debt capital receipts. Okay, now here you can see in 22-23 there is this increase, and after that there was a fall, and then again in the increase. So again that is a zigzag pattern, so you don't have to worry much about it as well. Okay, now if you look at the total transfer to the states, whatever money is coming to the government, and whatever tax money is coming to the government, and then central government is transferring it to the states or sharing with the state, so that is increasing on the year basis as well. So that is something which you should remember. So this trend is also important. Now we have seen almost everything with respect to the budget, that we have tried to keep it quick and the concise. And here you can see these are the expenditure of the major items. When we talk about the spending in particular sector wise form, so you'll be seeing that maximum spending is there in the defense sector. After that, rural development, then home affairs, agriculture and the allied activities, education, health, urban development, IT and telecom, energy sector, commerce and industry, social welfare, and the scientific developments. Okay, now you don't have to remember all these data, you just have to remember that the top three were where we are spending much. Okay, so maximum is in the defense, that rural development and the home affairs, and agriculture and the allied sectors. Okay, so that is about the expenditure of the major items. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now in the end we have this practice question, but before that I would like to tell you a summary that considering the budget, what we have realized that India is the fastest growing economy. That has been said by the Miss Sitharaman in the you can say budget speech. So that is right. India is fastest growing economy right now. But the thing is, we have some short term, you can say, obstructions in front of us. That is also when we're talking about the geopolitical scenarios, etc. What is important for us is that we should increase our consumption demand. Okay, consumption demand we have to increase. How that will increase? That middle class go for the more and more spending. How middle class will be spending? When we leave money in their hand, and that is why you will be seeing that the tax, when we talk about the rebates, they have increased it up to 12 lakhs. They have said that if you are in, having income up to 12 lakhs, you don't have to pay any tax in the new regime. So that is been there. So considering that, we can say that there will be more money which will be left in the hands of the middle class person, and that might boost the economy, investment, and the demand as well. Okay, other than that, they have said that we will be focusing on the rural development, because again, if money is there with the rural development, you can say sector of our economy, so ultimately they will also go for the consumption demand. They will also spend money. Okay, so that is the big picture of the budget which we have seen. Now there is a practice question for you. The mission for the Atmanirbharta in pulses will focus on which of the following pulses? That is moong, chana or masoor, tur, urad or masoor, arhar, chana or urad, masoor, moong or rajma. Okay, so you can attempt this question and answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. And there is one video which is there, basics of budget. If you have any kind of doubt over here, you can go and watch that particular video. With that, I would say bye to you. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.